Welcome to WatchMojo.com.
Yeah, you looking real good.
And today we're taking a look at the history of The Doors. Rock band The Doors formed in Los Angeles, California in 1965. Consisting of singer Jim Morrison, keyboardist Ray Manzarek, guitarist Robbie Krieger, and drummer John Densmore, the group played gigs in and around LA before getting signed. They released their self-titled debut on Elektra Records in 1967. The psychedelic rock album's first single was the unsuccessful Break On Through to the Other Side. However, their next single, Light My Fire, went to #1 on the charts. Even though it was less than half the length of the original album version, the song helped bring the record to #2 on the US charts.
You know that it would be untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher.
A number of concerts and television appearances followed, including a performance on The Ed Sullivan Show. The group's sophomore effort, Strange Days, came out a few months later. While it peaked at the 3rd position of the Billboard 200 chart, its highest charting single, People Are Strange, only went to #12.
When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange.
A few months later, Jim Morrison was arrested during a New Haven, Connecticut concert after he insulted the police. The following year, The Doors came out with their first and only #1 record, Waiting for the Sun. The LP yielded the #1 single, Hello, I Love You, and was supported by the band's first shows outside of North America.
Hello, I love you, won't you tell me your name? Hello, I love you, let me jump in your game.
Up next was 1969's The Soft Parade. Though Morrison's drug and alcohol issues troubled its recording sessions, the album became a top 10 hit. The effort featured experimentation with horns and pop sounds, and also spawned the popular top 3 single, Touch Me.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, now touch me, babe. Can't you see that I am not afraid?
That same year, Morrison's wild onstage behavior in Miami, Florida, resulted in the band's most controversial set ever.
This is real disgusting.
Seemed like very many people were under the influence of drugs.
I mean, is this progress or are we decaying in a way?
The seemingly inebriated frontman was later charged with indecent exposure and public profanity. He was issued a posthumous pardon in 2010. The Doors released their 5th album, Morrison Hotel, in 1970. The critically praised effort marked a return to their hard rock roots, though blues influences could also be heard on such singles as Roadhouse Blues. Their first live album, Absolutely Live, dropped a few months later, and it featured Morrison's poetic narrative, Celebration of the Lizard. The band continued to tour that summer, and one of the most notable appearances was at the Isle of Wight Festival in England. At the end of the year, The Doors performed their last shows with Morrison in support of their upcoming album, LA Woman. The 1971 blues rock LP was also their last with Morrison as lead singer. It spawned the top 20 singles Love Her Madly and Riders on the Storm. Jim Morrison died in Paris, France on July 3, 1971. As no official autopsy was performed, many believe that a drug overdose was the most probable cause of death. The Doors continued as a trio with Krieger and Manzarek on vocals. They released 2 albums, Other Voices and Full Circle, before finally breaking up in 1973. In fact, Full Circle featured the Doors' last hit single, The Mosquito.
Why don't you go home?
In 1978, the surviving members of The Doors got back together to release An American Prayer. The commercially successful album contained Morrison's poetry and other spoken word pieces set to newly recorded music.
A vast, radiant beach and a cool, jeweled moon. Couples naked race down by its quiet side.
Manzarek, Krieger, and Densmore continued to make music via solo projects and other endeavors throughout the years. Meanwhile, several compilations featuring some of the Doors' earliest live recordings, unreleased material, and more were released. Two notable films about the Doors were also made. These were the 1991 biopic The Doors and the 2010 documentary When You're Strange, which consisted of rare interviews and archive footage. Led by the charismatic and impulsive Jim Morrison, the Doors became one of the 1960s most popular and controversial bands. To this day, they remain musical legends that are known for their provocative and psychedelic hard rock sound and memorable live shows.
No eternal reward will forgive us now for wasting the dawn. And one morning you awoke, and the strange sun, and opening your door,